Good day, everyone. Buenas tardes, sabah khair. Happy Thanksgiving to all those who celebrate. Today is a special collective tarot. We are going to be doing a new moon in Sagittarius pick a card reading, right? So there's going to be 3 piles. I invite you to spend some time reviewing which pile really connects to you. Maybe meditate, take 30 seconds to a minute and go with what your intuition is calling you towards, and let's get right into it. See you in a few. Hey, pile 1, if you chose this lovely feather, not sure which bird this comes from, but here we've got some really good sort of like rose gold prism colors. This message is for you. So you chose the African Lenormand tarot and the African Goddess Tarot today, okay? So I've already drawn your cards for you. We're gonna do a 10 card spread, okay? So I'm going to lay it out first. Okay, I've already invited your ancestors and spirit guides that serve your highest good to give this message with clarity for the new moon in Sagittarius, okay? Nice, I just turned over your African Goddess guide, okay? So first line here. First line, we have the dog, right? The dog represents someone loyal, reliable, trustworthy, a friend, maybe needy. We have the ring. So the ring can represent a commitment. It can represent a relationship. Then we have the tree card. The tree represents long-term connections, anything that you've invested time and energy into. Then we have the tower, okay? The tower is going to represent your independence, okay? It represents isolation at times. And last but not least, in the Afro Goddess Lenormand, we have this special card, the Ankh, right? So the Ankh is a version of the cross, but this Ankh represents spiritual renewal. Okay, so this is in your first line. I am going to read this in tandem with the second line because that's how Lenormand spreads work. And then after I get a clear image of the first line, I will tell you directly what the second line means. Okay, so for the next 14 days, okay, it does look like, for those of you who chose this pile, you could be entering into partnership, okay, or contemplating long-term partnership, okay? So we have here the dog, right? The dog represents someone that you're getting to know. It's possible that a friend that you are uncertain about, maybe there has been feelings for this person in the past, or if you're in a relationship where you feel that you two have gotten to a space of friendship, there might be some uncertainty around where is this relationship going. I do see that you're going to be contemplating the dynamics of this relationship or the dynamics of this friendship, and if you're going to continue, okay? There might be some conflicts towards, it says the next 2 weeks, right? And the conflict comes from the whip. The whip is right underneath the ring card in the first line. In the next 2 weeks, there could be conflict. The conflict is really centered around Does this connection make sense? I am getting that there's a lot more friendship, or what's that word that I'm looking for? Platonic, even kind of vibes from this person. Maybe that's how you feel about them. I don't know if that's where you two are. If you're in a relationship, maybe that's just where your relationship is currently. Maybe you also feel like a sense of loyalty to this person. There could be time invested, especially with this tree. Now that's for some of you. Some of you are in a relationship that needs, maybe it's in a testing time, and you two really need to figure out, is this relationship going to last for the long term? Otherwise, for some of you, you're going to be connected to this friend. Some friend is making their feelings known towards you. Okay, maybe this has already happened, and they are going to be making more of an effort to like try to get you into some level of commitment. Okay, they want more from you. I am feeling like that is a sense of romance. Okay, yeah, they want more. Most likely it is romance. I'm not really picking up anything about business. But if it's not romance, it would be like they want more from the friendship. Like, I feel like they're requiring more. You could also be the person requiring more. So it's like these one of two things in this dynamic. It's like you or the friend want more from the friendship. You want more effort. You want more time, more consideration, maybe to be taken seriously, right? The cards in the second line are very serious. And with the tree, we're talking about longevity. We're talking about the future, right? You want more from the future. You're thinking about the future. Okay, or this friend is really thinking about the future, and so either your friendship or your partnership is in this testing time. Okay, I am getting a sense here between the tree and the tower. You could be thinking a lot about yourself. I feel like especially as tensions are growing, there's a possibility of this disagreement coming with your friend or your partner or your ambiguous connection in the next 2 weeks. You're spending more time thinking about your long-term future, like what it is that you want in the next few years. Okay, like, are you getting what you want out of your relationships? Are you getting what you want from this friendship? Is this the type of friendship that you want? Is this the type of friendship that you want for yourself? Really thinking about yourself and meeting your desires, meeting your needs, right? And that makes sense when we're transitioning from the tower into the Ankh. Okay, that spiritual renewal. So let me think. Yeah, so the tower actually starts on the side of the fire, and then it goes wherever you need it to go first, right? Or you're starting with fire into creation. I think the path then goes into the earth, right? The earth, it's been created, and then air is needed to sustain, and of course there can be no life without water. Okay, so for you, you're being fueled by fire right now. Okay, the tower is on the side of the fire. You're being fueled by a strong desire or motivation to have a sense of fulfillment, right? Have a sense of purpose, right? The Ankh is purpose, the Ankh is life, right? To really feel your life force energy. You're being fueled by that. Maybe even you want to create things in your life. You could be wanting to create a family. You could be wanting to create community. You could be wanting to create a partnership. And I'm getting that from the way this line starts. And because that's what you want to create, Okay, it is going to take some level of earth and ground, so it's going to take a level of effort, right? You know, you're going to have to start acting towards what you want, acting towards the kind of partnership that you want, commitment that you want, friendships that you want. You're going to have to put the effort into that, right? Feel a sense of stability, get a sense of stability, nurture through your emotions, through your emotional response, nurture, right? Think about, with air, the clouds, think about, what it is that you truly want, right? I feel like there's going to be a lot of time spent alone in contemplation. Okay, so this time alone spent in contemplation is impacting how you'll respond to your partner, and your friend. Okay, it's going to respond to your future outcomes, like the way that you're thinking of yourself right now, that fire of wanting more in your life. It is going to predict the future for yourself. Okay, let's move on into that second line. Here we have the moon. The moon represents your intuition, going into the unknown, maybe uncertainty. The whip represents conflict or disagreement. The scythe, the sheath, I've never figured out how to say this word. The scythe represents cutting things out, separation, responsibilities, okay? Then we have the God card. This represents a man or a person with masculine influence. And then we have the ship card. The ship represents movement and travel. Okay. So again, this line is giving additional message to the first line. I do see that you have been in a state of ambiguity and uncertainty. It really is identifying the uncertainty in connection. Maybe you are in a difference of opinion with your friend, your long-term friend. Or if this is a new friend, if they're a new partner, they have long-term potential. Maybe you two are talking a lot more about the long-term. Or even if you're not talking about the long-term, they still have this possibility of being around for a long time. It's sort of like maybe a destiny dynamic. And so because it is destiny, it's like, what are you learning from this? Do you really need this person to be around in your future? I do feel like with the moon, I'm getting a sense of a difference of values, two different lineages, two different ancestral patterns coming into play. And I get that from the trees that are in the moon. The trees represent family and lineage, and you two are coming from different angles, two different perceptions. And so it's creating this uncertainty, or like maybe a cloudy view of what there is to come, like what you two mean to each other. And that is going to resolve itself through conflict. Now, the conflict is not major. It's not major in terms of you're not going to be screaming at each other. It's conflict because it's a difference of opinion. It's conflict because it needs to happen. You two need to hash out disagreements, okay? From this conflict, you could be very much willing to let go with the Seath. I think, yes, you two are going to have a calm conversation where you disagree with each other like adults or in a mature way. But you seem to be prepared to let this person go. So that you can focus on the greater good or the long term, right? What feels purposeful, fulfilling your destiny, your family lineage. I think maybe even your ancestors and your collective unconscious. You could be maybe pushed a little bit more internally to identify the kinds of people that you want right now, especially given the new moon, right, that just happened. Right, the transition between the whip and the sheath, it does bring up a bit of like anxiety after the disagreement, like, am I making the right decision? But I do think that If you say goodbye to this person, you cut them out, or if you reduce the time spent with them, I don't even know if, like, it feels almost like an avoidance could come up. It's a possibility that you might avoid. Now the moon is also in the background of this card. That separation is not long term. It's more out of like sacrifice and duty. It's almost like, you know, this is not matching to what I want for the long term, to what I see for myself. I have planted roots in this connection. I've put effort in. This is not matching. And I'm going to have to sacrifice. I'm going to have to make a sacrifice at this time. Okay? And I do see that you would be making the sacrifice. So if you identify as a person of masculine influence, you're going to be moving on, okay, to brighter shores, right? You're going to be moving on to where you feel fulfilled, happy. Now, if you are, okay, wait. So sorry for the person of masculine influence, the man, if you identify in that way and that with that gender, there are 3 women on this ship, okay? So between now and March, you could be establishing new connection with 3 different women. This is not all romantic. It's just about moving on into like happier connections with 3 different women. It could be romantic, it could be friendship, it could be business partners, people that are really standing out. But these women are more spiritual. They are emotionally mature, or like getting themselves together. And so that's going to maybe align with where you are, because they're in the ship, and the ship has the sun in the background, and you have the sun in the background, right? So you're going to be moving on into warmer waters. Now, if you are a woman or you don't identify as a man, you will be cutting like a male influence out of your life, or this person of masculine energy. It does make me feel like this person might not they might not just take no as like the final answer, like this is just solidly no. Okay, so yes, you can push them away, you can make that sacrifice, but I do think that they are going to move on into their own spiritual journey, and they're going to really take in the words that you say in this disagreement. Okay, they're really like receiving that. They're receiving everything you say. So it's important to come across in a calm and clear manner, because this person is going to take your words. Yes, they also might move on. Okay, they might move on. I do see them between now and March learning a lot of lessons. Okay, they might not have hit their limit yet, but they're going to move on to what makes them happy. But they're going to take what you have to say, and they are going to go through this spiritual transformation. Because if you look here, even the same colors are like next to each other. We've got that blue for this emotional development, like throat chakra development, okay? And the Ankh appears above the ship. So the ship could be metaphorical. Maybe this person is going to move on into like travel. They're going to go somewhere. Wherever they go is going to be very like spiritually enlightening for them. So I do feel like the disagreement, the connection that you have with this person, like you really telling them about themselves, is going to push them into a path of spiritual enlightenment. Like you're sending them to hell. Like, honestly, like it's not, and you're not doing this aggressively, but you're like sending them to a place where they really have to go through some pain, anger, feelings, so that they can really process their full self and come to a better understanding of who they are and why they treat people the way they do. Okay, but that doesn't mean that your connection is completely over, because this kind of scythe, that is not a complete ending. A complete ending in Lenormand is the coffin. The scythe is like temporary separations and sacrifice. You're sacrificing this person because they're not matching your long-term needs. They're not matching what you really want. Okay, it does feel like the sacrifice is coming. And, you know, more when I read the second line, it feels more like a romantic connection. But you're ready to let go. You're ready to stand on your own. Okay, it's time, right? So if this person can't get it together, halas, okay? All right, so those were the first two lines. Let us get into your African goddess that's guiding this spread, guiding the next 14 days of the new moon in Sagittarius. Here we have Sarah Lakali, right, for divine lineage. Look at that. We've got waters in the background and we've got the blue. So a lot of throat chakra energy here, really working on your voice. Oh, and as I looked down, I saw like the blue in the tower and the blue in the water. Really working on your voice, understanding who you are and what makes you feel fulfillment, stepping into your divine power, okay? Let's get the message, the guidance from the book. Okay. Sarah Lakali, goddess of divine lineage from Romani, Egypt. Oh, she's Romani. Okay, temple, the ancestors, element, water. So her being from the temple, the ancestors means that this person was alive and elevated into divine status once they passed away. Okay. Great ancestress Sarah Lakali, meaning Sarah the Black, was an Egyptian prophetess and patron saint of the Romani people. Oral history says that Saint Sarah had the highest divine lineage. Okay. Sarah Lakali's guidance. Your ancestors protect the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail is you, Ashe. Divine ones walk beside and within you. Trust. Embodiment. Your ancestors want to remind you that you are not alone. They are rooting for you. They ask you to honor your spirit guides and call upon the power of the divine. Create or nourish your ancestral altar or shrine. Unbury your ancestors. Speak their names. Your divine lineage ancestors may be blood related or culturally or spiritually connected. Goddess declaration. I am my sister and my sister is me. Ashe. I really felt this, okay? I was getting some ancestral patterns. Not just patterns, it's like that collective unconscious energy, right? Especially when the moon starts the second line and then we have the tree smack dab in the middle of the first line, okay? So your ancestors might not be satisfied with this connection, whether it be a partnership, friendship, community, and there's a push here, okay? Your ancestors are pushing you through your collective unconscious that's so deep within you, so internally ingrained. It's pushing you and it's shaking up this relationship. It's shaking up this dynamic, and it wants you to honor that divine knowing, that divine curiosity about more, right? That divine question. So you're asking, is this right for me? And that is a push from the collective. Your ancestors' light, it shines down from within you. It shines from within you. It emanates outward, okay? Sarah Lakali could also be here to remind you that you come from a powerful lineage of ancestors and you really shouldn't be settling. Okay, if the relationship don't feel right, it's not right. Okay, it's not right. I know you put in time and I know it hurts. Actually, just from that message from this card, it's saying that, yeah, this might be painful. I'm reading this and it's easier said than done, but this might be painful. But maybe your ancestors, they're here. They're saying that they want to help you through this. They want to help you through this pain. You're not alone. Right? I know it feels like you are alone, especially in a 3D plane, given that tower, and you're going through this like dark night of the soul, spiritual transformation, renewal process, and you're like, oh, that no one knows. Your ancestors know. Your ancestors could be pushing you into understanding, into knowing. Okay, your ancestors do know. Okay, they're here. Right? They want you to be happy. They want you to move on. They want you to elevate. They want you to grow. Their light shines within you. And the more that you grow, they also elevate in their dimensions, right? They get an understanding of what it means to transform from your experiences, okay? Right? So maybe it's time to make that ancestral altar and pray. Pray for the relief, pray for the clarity that you need, okay? All right, pile one, that was your message for the next 14 days. Be well, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hey there, pile two. Welcome to your reading for this new moon in Sagittarius. The new moon light or effects of the new moon lasting over the next 14 days. You chose this wonderful citrine crystal, the citrine crystal being a symbol of abundance, power. It's a charging crystal. It really channels the energy of the sun. I've pre-selected your cards here. We're going to be using the Golden Venetian Lenormand Tarot, as well as the Clairvoyant Reading cards, right? This Oracle card here. Without delay, let's get right into your reading. Sip of water. We're doing a 10 card spread. 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, starting off your reading, here we have the sun, right? So the sun represents happiness, a period of time that's warm, joyful. It can also represent breakthroughs, especially at the beginning of a line. Okay, then we have the letter. The letter card is going to represent a letter of significance, some written communication. Then we have the stars card. The stars represent hope, dreams, ambition, and sometimes it can represent good fortune. Then we have card number 50. This is the art card. So the art card represents acceptance of the way things are, acceptance of the beauty of life, seeing beauty within life. And then we have the stranger. So the stranger could represent someone with very different values from you. It could also represent a concept like foreign ideas, something foreign people, foreign ways of doing things, okay? Okay, so let us start off with the first line. I'm gonna read this in tandem with the second line, and then I'll go directly into the second line's meaning, turning over your oracle card. Quite interesting. Okay. All right, so starting off with the sun, the letter, and the stars. Okay, so I am picking up breakthrough. I picked up breakthrough as soon as like I felt into the card, touched the card. The sun being in combination with a letter, you could be waiting on news to come in. I don't know if you're waiting on a contract. It feels like some sort of contract. It could be right, like a news from someone, but it's some letter that you're waiting on. It could be an email. It doesn't really feel like a text message, but it could be news of like documents moving forward. Underneath this letter card, we have the fish, and that is going to represent money, right? So I do feel like this is a breakthrough in business, a breakthrough in work. You know, what happens right after receiving this news, this letter? You are starting to reach some goals, some visions that you have for yourself. I like to think as some of the biggest stars in the sky at night, like no matter where you are, that you see would be Jupiter and Saturn. And I'm picking up the energy of Jupiter and Saturn here. It's so interesting that you chose the citrine card. That citrine card really, citrine stone really representing money and abundance. Because I do feel like there's a letter coming in the next 14 days or documents moving forward that would represent you accomplishing some sort of financial goal. Now, this could be, this could be within your business, but this can also be something like money that you've been waiting on, a document that you've been waiting to clear. Some of you could be clearing debt or like getting an understanding of how to clear debt, or a clear sign that debt is about to be cleared off. Some of you can be paying debt. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely good news coming in. Something that you've been envisioning for your finances, for your career, is coming true over the next 2 days. Next 2 weeks. Right, 2 weeks of that full moon cycle. You've been you might also be saving up money. You might be saving up money, saving up your resources for something big that you want to get into, something that you're planning for yourself. Hopefully this makes you money. It increases your abundance. It increases your good fortune. So you've been saving money. For some of you, there's this opportunity to spend your money over the next 2 weeks on a goal that you have for yourself. Maybe you're creating something with this art card. Okay, it's possible that you are creating an event. Maybe you're creating actual art. Something is moving forward. Okay, whatever vision that you have for yourself, it's going to start manifesting in a very like beautiful way. It's starting to like manifest. You're going to start seeing it unfold. It's actually going to be quite lovely. Like this, you're going to really appreciate it. You know, with the art card represents acceptance of money, the money that you have in the moment. So while this letter brings in, maybe it's an opportunity for money, maybe you're receiving money, maybe you're signing a contract, or this could be something moving forward with money and business, something moving forward. Once this actually manifests itself, this beautiful vision that you've been planning for, once this manifests itself, your money will be in reserve. So I don't want to say short supply, but the art card, if you think about artists, right? Artists, sometimes they struggle to find their acknowledgement and footing, right? But it's also worth it for the beauty of what they're producing, like that vulnerable expression of self and seeing the physical results manifested. So I do see it's like you're making a lot of money at one point, but then holding on to the money might be, and that might be something a little different, right? So if this is an event that you're doing, if this is something that you've been planning for a while, the two cards would say that right away you might not make a large amount of money, or like when this contract goes through, you might have to spend the money on something that you've been planning for, and so it leaves you in a very like neutral, I'll say that, neutral money situation. So the event, whatever you're planning for, it might not produce massive amounts of money, but I don't think that the event itself or the situation itself is meant to really produce massive amounts of money. It's more so for you to have, right, something completed, this plan, this vision that you've had for yourself to be completed, to be a beautiful work of art, to be something that's almost essentially perfect, okay? And you're actually going to be really happy about it with that sun beginning the line. It's going to like be, there is a sense of abundance, like fulfillment, right, that comes from the art card being towards the end of the line and the sun being at the beginning. Here at the end of the line, we do have the stranger, okay? So that stranger being next to the art card, whatever you have planned for yourself, it is actually going to open up your life to new kinds of people, okay? So if you've been trying to manifest something, for some, I'm hearing like buying a house or like property. Maybe that's the reason why after you're like spending the money, it's like, oh, I've got my beautiful apartment, but my money is pretty like stable. We'll say that your money is stable. But I don't know, it's either like you're moving and there's someone around your area, like you're meeting new kinds of people. If you're planning some event, or maybe even like making a work of art, like whatever you're creating for yourself, it's going to introduce you to people who are maybe strange to you, like different ways of thinking. The stranger is also someone with a strong personality. So try not to, oh my gosh, especially when it's connected to the art card, try not to get carried away by their personality, because they're very like alluring. They're very charming, or like there's something that gravitates you towards this person, and maybe their way of life, their way of doing things makes you like want to shift perspective or open up, right? And it's possible that this person can bring you good fortune. I do feel like you're going to be running into a whole like group of people, new kinds of people. I'm getting that, and you can be invited to do different things. You can be invited to experience like different events, like a whole new friend group, a whole new community of people, maybe even people that align with like, yes, they're different in value and culture, but they align with your vision in some way. They like whatever perception, whatever goal you have for yourself, maybe they have similar goals, but they approach it from a different angle, okay? So getting into the second line here we have the talisman. The talisman is in a locked golden box, okay? The talisman represents your reserves. It represents like heirlooms, things that you reserve for yourself, something that you're saving for a rainy day, or you're saving for the right moments. Also taking a look in this card, the stars are in the background, okay? Then we have the fish card, which represents money, okay? We have the heart card, which represents love and emotional experience. We have the coffin, which represents endings and transitions. And the clover, which represents spontaneity and good fortune. Okay, so I get a sense of relief when I look at the coffin going into the clover. Some sort of burden is ending. I'm wondering if, when you set this goal for yourself, this vision that you had for yourself, and, there's good news coming in the next 2 weeks about this manifesting, this goal might have had a sense of like burden or stress. Maybe like waiting for it to happen might be a bit stressful. There's something on your mind about it. This second line brings in relief. Okay, it brings in like a closure to what's been concerning you about this event, about this beautiful work of art, this beautiful gifts that you're giving to yourself, that, or maybe a gift that you're producing for the world. There's a relief once it's done. Like you really feel that sense of fulfillment. Like, wow, this was amazing. Like just to see it manifest and grow. The talisman connected to the money card. To me, this represents investments. Okay, so maybe you're getting the news of an investment going through. Okay, you've been saving money, you've been investing in like a vision that you had for yourself, something that you would be really, really happy to do, or maybe even relieved once it's done. You've been saving your money, saving your energy in order to manifest this, waiting for the right time with the talisman, waiting for the time to see the results, the time to spend the money. I do feel like there's something about like spending money in order to have an experience, spending money in order to get a sense of relief, like things finalizing and moving forward. And underneath that stars card, we have that heart. Okay, you could be stepping into making money in ways that you truly enjoy. If you've been waiting to invest into something so that you can have a new start in life, can have closure to one part of your life, and enjoyment or feeling a sense of enjoyment or fulfillment, that is what's coming to you over the next 2 weeks. A lot of progress here, especially with this clover at the end of the line after the coffin. A lot of good luck and good fortune comes from whatever you're investing your money into. So if you are buying a house, if you are making improvements to your home, this art card could be even like a remodeling of some sort, like rebranding, remodeling, because you're investing into this. That sense of relief is then followed by a lot of like good luck situations happening, a lot of synchronicity. And again, I do think some of that synchronicity is related to who you're going to meet at the event, who you're going to meet in your surroundings, who you're going to meet after maybe a career shift, after starting a business. The people that you're going to meet are going to bring in good fortune, good luck, and opportunities into your life, okay? The clover could also represent things happening quickly and moving forward rather quickly. So if you've been spending a large time saving money, saving resources, saving your energy in order to manifest this goal, it's almost like that time then accumulates and then moves like rapid fire, okay? It like moves really quickly. The event is happening, you purchase things quickly, it all just sort of happens within, I don't know if it's the span of 2 weeks, but you're definitely getting a confirmation, some sort of contract, document, email of some sort that starts everything in the next 2 weeks, and it happens all very quickly, okay? So taking a look here at the oracle card for the lines, we have the wisdom card from the clairvoyant reading cards. Okay, I was actually really struck by the hieroglyphs on here, everything with Egypt. I'm like, oh, what's this? There's definitely wisdom in ancient writing and ancient archetypes, ancient ideas, ancient psychology, philosophy. There's a lot of power in ancient places, right? There's power there because it's got like thousands of years, hundreds of years of energy packed there, like wisdom packed within it. Okay, so let's see. Oh, opened right up. Let's see what the book has to say about the wisdom card. Okay, many people seem to believe that they don't have the necessary wisdom to improve their lives or make a positive impact on the world. Self-doubt and a belief that the answers are out there can cause us to forget that a natural wisdom lies within all of us. Ashe. Certainly, a guru or a master may be wise, but only you really know yourself, and you too are a very wise person. Whilst it is true that we all need a helping hand and some guidance from others from time to time, it is also true that much of the wisdom you seek can be found within your grasp. Nothing you have ever learned, experienced, or observed has been a waste of time. You know what you know and have done what you've done for a reason, and that wisdom can serve you now. Whatever crossroads, dilemma, turning point, or question you are facing now or trying to avoid can be solved by connecting with your inner wisdom. When you are truly honest with yourself, you will probably find that you already know what to do. The real test of your wisdom comes not just in realizing the answer, but in also having the wisdom to act upon it. Maybe you fear the reaction of other people or worry that you could be making the wrong choice. But the angels and spirit guides always say that there is no such thing as a mistake and that all of life is an experience and an experiment. Stop comparing yourself to others and imagining that you are the only one who doesn't have all the answers. Stop wondering if people who have never stood in your shoes will approve of your choices and actions. Let your own wisdom guide you to the best option for you right now. Then step up and take the necessary action. When you are willing to meet the universe halfway with your intention clear and strong, miracles, big and small, will begin to happen. The universe will come to meet you face to face to help you be the wise one at the center of your own creation. Wow. This is what you're creating, this beautiful, something beautiful that you've only had in your vision, in your mind's eye. You knew that there was something that you really wanted for yourself, and nobody had the answers but you. Nobody could see this vision but you, okay? Only you could look up to the stars and dream big and know that this is what you want for yourself, okay? And it manifests, and it's leading into like all of these interesting new people who are, even though they're different, they might be from different cultures, they're gonna start to align with your vision, and you saw this coming. Okay, you saw this coming. Maybe even the sun, the fire of the sun represents breakthrough, like breakthrough of thought, breakthrough of emotion. Like you see the vision for yourself, and don't ask other people about it. Okay, don't ask other people about it. Like, am I doing the right thing? Ask yourself. Okay, because there's something coming in that's going to start this process. It's going to elevate you, move you quickly through any obstacles, any problems. Like, things start manifesting yourself, a sense of relief comes. I'm definitely feeling, if you're about to pay off debts, there's news coming in with that, paying off debts, and alhamdulillah, good for you, right? But you're gonna, whatever it is that you're manifesting for yourself, this this sense of relief and profound fulfillment and appreciation of life, you envisioned it and no one else can tell you what it looks like, okay? All right, pal 2, that was your reading for the new moon in Sagittarius. If you do get the chance and you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hey there, pal 3. For all those who who chose this Egyptian Eye of Horus. The Eye of Horus represents protection, sacrifice, transformation, okay? And we will be using the Egyptian Lenormand Tarot along with the Egyptian Gods Oracle card deck. I have pre-selected the cards for you, and without delay, we'll get right into it. This is going to be a 10-card spread for the next 14 days, the new moon in Sagittarius and its energy. Okay, interesting. All right, so let us get into it. I'll start off with the first line, and I will read that in tandem with the second line, okay? And then I will clearly spell out or read the second line for you, okay? So first here, we're starting off with the obelisk, okay? So the obelisk, yes, we have an obelisk here and it's facing the pyramid, but this card is going to represent the mountains, okay? The mountains card. So this is where you feel stuck, stagnant, okay? We have the birds card, which represents communication as direct as possible, in person, over the phone, but this is not a text message. This could be a meeting. Okay, then we have the letter card. The letter is going to represent a document. This is written communication, something that comes in, maybe even something official. We have the cat card. The cat is similar to the dog card in Lenormand Tarot. It does represent familiarity, loyalty, Egyptian cats being quite loyal. But it also represents synchronizing to yourself and someone who you see eye to eye with. So this could be a friend, okay? And then we have the pharaoh. The pharaoh is going to represent a masculine energy. This could be a male, but this male is actually quite spiritual or emotionally advanced, okay? So reading these cards together, Okay, so I'm getting a sense with the obelisk. You have been stuck in place with someone of significance here. There's an important meeting coming up in the next 2 weeks, okay? This birds followed by the letter, this could indicate like some sort of interview. It could be an interview or an important meeting with a colleague, with a friend. This doesn't feel like romance. If it is romance, you are quite stuck with that person. If this is, if it's an interview, I'm wondering if you've been having a hard time finding a job or work that aligns to you, okay? Or there's some sort of deal that's coming up, maybe leading up to the deal, there might have been obstacles or problems in the way. Like underneath that mountain or the obelisk card is the crook and flail, which is the whip, okay? So that represents conflict. So you've been conflicted about a deal coming up or like finding work, okay? Alternatively, for some of you, you can be having conflict with a friend. You might be in business with this friend and having conflict. This also feels like a new person coming in. This pharaoh here, it says that you're synchronizing to the pharaoh. This pharaoh is a spiritual man. They might even be into brujeria. Okay, they're the pharaoh. This is a spiritual man who has a strong personality. Okay. And when I say spiritual, they have strong belief systems, strong morals, strong values, strong personality. They might be a little bit controlling or aggressive. Okay. And you're synchronizing with them. Okay. So if you're having an interview over the next 2 weeks, this is who you're interviewing with. It does feel like a new person. But you find the ways to communicate to them. This Eye of Horus being in the background, I am getting a sense that you're trusting yourself, feeling grounded in this interview, okay? Feeling grounded in what you have to say. Or there's an important meeting with a strong figure. The Pharaoh, this person is in high status. This is someone, this could be a lawyer, okay? This could be some sort of like business official. They can be in corporate. You're having some really serious meeting. Okay, it starts off with phone calls and then it leads into like document signing, or this could be an application, but they're a person of high status that you're meeting with, and you're able to really like align communication. So I'm wondering, if you're waiting on a business deal or some sort of contract to go through, maybe things have been hitting problems, conflicts before, but it does seem that things are moving along. Like there is an important meeting coming up for you over the next 2 weeks, and you're going to find yourself being a lot more confident in what you say. Okay, you know your stuff here. Okay, you're well prepared for this meeting, or you've prepared as much as you possibly could have. Okay, now going into this next line, we have the crook and flail, which represents the whip. Okay, that's conflict or disagreements. Okay, then we have the crossroads for needing to make a decision. We have the tree card. So the tree represents long-term connections. It can represent family. It could represent relationships, but anything lasting a long time, anything that you plant roots into. Okay. Then we have the clover. The clover represents spontaneity and good fortune. We have the moon card. The moon represents following your intuition and going into the unknown. Yeah, so this gives additional details to that first line. Okay, so for some of you, I'm picking up that you could be changing jobs. If your previous job or gig had like a lot of problems or conflicts, the next 2 weeks, you could be making this decision to leave, really to see something for the, something that will actually last you a while, right? That will take you into the long term. Once you make a decision to move on, the sun actually shines for you. Okay, I think you might walk into the direction of the sun versus like, I don't know, the direction of shade. The direction of shade goes into conflict, like shade, metaphorically, the shade. You're walking away from shady situations. You're walking away from problems. And what's really going to influence that are the meetings, these important meetings coming up over the next 2 weeks. These are meetings with people that have been around for some time. With the tree, I feel like you've been investing your energy and time into seeing something through, figuring out a problem, resolving a problem, maybe even finding new work, finding a new job, This could also be legal because the birds transfers into the letter. Legal issues can be resolving over the next 2 weeks, or you have important meetings for this. I do feel like if this is legal, you are going to have to prepare and plan. Interesting, right? Even there's a pharaoh here, and then there's a pharaoh in this line, and they both have the sun in there. So I think that you need to prepare and plan for any person that you're going to be meeting with. This person is going to eventually be on your side. Maybe like you have very good personality blending happening. So if it's a legal deal, you're going to meet eye to eye, like it's going to blend well. If it's a job interview, like some sort of important meeting that initiates change in your life, right? Especially getting over obstacles and problems. Things are going to blend well, especially after this meeting. But I do feel like you need to prepare for the meeting, either your mindset, okay? Right, again, like going back into this top line where it's about like trusting yourself and showing up confidently. So you're going to have to prepare your mindset. You might have to prepare paperwork, okay? Going into that tree and clover. Yeah, so whatever this decision is, this legal issue, you've put in the work with the trees. If this is a job change or something legal, you've already put in the work, the effort, and the time. So that should really give you the confidence to move forward. This also has a lasting impact on your mentality. Okay, with that clover, it has a lasting impact on, it has a lasting impact on your future. So if it is a job, I do feel like the sun is going to break through with that clover. Or if it's a legal proceeding, I'm seeing things going in your favor, particularly because I don't know if you have a lawyer, or if you're going to court, or if you're meeting with some head of some company, someone in charge here, who has a bit of control over the situation. You do align with them, and that is going to bring in like a lot of good fortune into the situation and help things to resolve in your favor. And here in the moon card, we have Thoth for wisdom, but Thoth is also like a god of writing. He's very mercurial. Okay, so that's why it feels legal. Okay, the moon is going to involve a bit of trust in this pharaoh. Person with high morals, high values, okay, strong individual. You're gonna have to trust that you've said the right things, that you've chosen the right job, that this is the right manager, the right supervisor, the right lawyer. This meeting was meant to happen, because I do feel like you might cycle through feelings with the moon. But ultimately, this pharaoh is going to lead you into like a key unlocking, like a door unlocking for you, a resolution of maybe a long-term problem. And with that moon ending the spread, it's almost like you don't like to trust people in this way, but you're gonna need to. Okay, you're gonna have to synchronize here. Meet them halfway. And you'll probably feel a sense of trust after maybe the meeting is done. Like, you really just need to meet this new person, okay? Or meet this strong individual, okay? That just needs to happen. Okay, now the oracle card for this line from the Egyptian gods is Ptah, Ptah, for skill. I feel like Ptah is the embalming god. Like, I think of American Gods. There was that show on Stars, and he just like walked the dead through the afterlife. Let's see what Ptah has to say for you for the new moon in Sagittarius. Ptah, god and patron of craftsmen and architects, as well as of knowledge and know-how. He is an engineer, bricklayer, blacksmith, and artist. He is depicted as a mummified man with a beard, holding the Ankh scepter, the symbol of life, and the Jed staff of power, a symbol of stability. Ptah provides you with the state of effortless concentration, bringing you lightness and familiar skill. He will make it easy for you to perform all manner of operations. Under his influence and through serene objectivity, you have the chance to transform your work into play and develop the power of mental development, the ability to transform things, or the capacity to awaken passions, but also to dominate them. Interesting. Ptah. Yeah, I do think that if you're looking for a breakthrough, Ptah is telling you to trust in yourself, right? Like, trust in your skills. If you're starting a new job, trust that you've got this. You've got this, right? Yes, you'll have a new manager, this pharaoh person in charge. Maybe you're working directly with them, but the way that you communicate to them is on point, okay? Things are gonna start resolving. They're going to start opening up for you. You're going to really move beyond conflict of the past. If this is a legal proceeding, things are going to start going in your favor over the next 2 weeks. If this is a new job, you're going to be leaving like conflict and struggle behind for something a little bit more suitable to your personality, your skills. And this meeting coming up over the next 2 weeks is going to symbolize that change. It's going to start that change for you, and things are going to start to feel different. You're going to have to trust in the unknown, the new, and uncertainty. Okay. All right, pile 3, that was your reading for the new moon in Sagittarius. If you like this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Hit the notifications button, and I will see you next time. Bye.